So there I was in the ballroom. See, I'm already making a faux pas. In the boardroom, feeling jaunty. The next thing you know, I'm getting fired. Well, how did it lead up to this and why? I used to work at a retail store in Singapore. It was called New Look. And I was one of the best staff they had. I got 8 recommendation letters in the span of 6 weeks. Something that no one's done before. So they called me in to meet the heads of the company, and I was very happy about that. I was wondering what's going to happen. I'm going to get a promotion extra fast. And the first thing that my manager says, my immediate superior, well, I think he's speaking to the customers and he's telling them, please write for me, please say something, please do something. He's requesting them to give him a recommendation basically. And my English is a little broken. She's from Xi'an, so I just tried to elaborate that. The minute she said that, I lost my mind. And my mouth as well. People say you must watch your mouth when you're amongst people and you must watch your thoughts when you're alone. Well, I surely didn't watch my mouth. I went out and I said things I shouldn't have said. The next thing I heard is, you're fired, like Donald Trump would have said it. And I was. And I couldn't believe it. What did I do after that? For the next 3 months I was jobless and I was looking for a new job, trying to get over the fact that I was sacked within 6 months from my first job. And I found one. Where I was teaching and I was working with kids, which is a lot of fun, but definitely not my calling. And I went about thinking about this, and I realized at this point, the point where I got fired was actually a turning point in my life. Because I'm here today because of that. I came back to India and I worked for another company called 1 to 3 Greetings, which was a lot of fun, and finally joined my father on the retail floor, which is something I find very passionate. I'm very passionate about it because the retail floor is a place where you meet a lot of people, something I really enjoy doing, and you also have an opportunity to sell, because selling is something that comes to me naturally. If I'm speaking a bit too fast, let me know. Am I speaking too fast right now? No. Selling is something that comes to me naturally, and some people say that I speak too fast when I'm selling, so I try and slow down. And flashback, how did it lead up to this and why? Well, I was studying abroad. I was studying at a university called SMU, Singapore Management University, and it was great being in uni. It was the best time of my life. A couple of things that I did over there was theatre and meet a lot of people, networking. So theatre, as you robustly just put it, started for me when I was 6. I was on stage and I was to play a lady, something that I was really worried about. I was wondering how I'm going to pull this off. So I managed that and got on stage a couple of other times, and I did a play called Loki, where I played this character called Odin, and I played another character called Karna, the Eternal Warrior, which was a lot of fun as well. And that's as far as I go for theatre. Networking, and how did that begin? Again, started at a really young age. I was probably 12 and I was on the way to the airport with my parents, and I just dropped my mom actually at the airport, and there was this German girl sitting. My dad was like, she's sitting alone, why don't you just go talk to her? I was like, talk to her? Seriously? She's from another planet, you know? So I said, okay, fine, I'll muster up the courage, I'll go speak to her. And I sat next to her quietly for the first 2 minutes, wondering what should I say, like fidgeting about, like I'm doing right now. And suddenly it struck me, let me just start with the name, you know? So I asked her name, and not only did we get to know each other, but she had breakfast with us that day, and she's a friend of mine on Facebook today. So that was something I kind of enjoyed. And I realized that everyone has a story, and everyone's different. So that's the reason I like going out there, meeting different people from all spheres of life, and trying to get to know them better. So these are 2 things I do. Another thing that I just want to briefly mention is golfing. Something I'm really passionate about. If I wake up in the morning and I'm thrown on the golf course, that'll be the happiest thing for me. So I'm an avid golfer. I play twice a week. I try to twice actually, and I wish I could make it more often. Something I'm going to also touch upon is my values. I started off with a story, and I'm going to elaborate on that now. So the story, the crux of the story, which I'm going to tell you now, is one of my beliefs. The belief is the price of anger is failure. So what did I do wrong in that board meeting? Basically, I spoke to a senior the way I shouldn't have spoken to that person, and the reason I did that was not because I was immature. I basically got angry. Yeah, it's part of immaturity. So anger got the better of me. So my belief today is that if you get angry, you will lose. That's one thing to remember. Another thing is, remember to love people and not things. And I learned this also because of something that I did. It's a personal story. So very quickly, I'm going to tell you. Do we have time for the story? Maybe I'll tell you the next time, you know. Thank you so much. Cheers.